Hello, hello everyone. Hello. It's Thursday, November 2nd. It's 9:59, almost 10. Hello, how is everyone doing? Dynamo awesome, looking forward to the stream. Hello Dynamo. Welcome. Anish is excited. Wonderman is also excited. I'm glad you guys are excited. I'm excited too, I guess. Hi Krish, hello Junaid, hello Anthony. Roshan is saying good night. Okay. Atharva, good evening, guys. Today was quite interesting with the order that CJ gave to the ECI, judgment reserved. Now we wait. Atharva, matlab, tumhi stream kar lo. I was going to announce that, but thank you for announcing it. Yes, friends. So today was day 3 of the hearing, and the government concluded its arguments. There were rejoinders from the petitioners, Prashant Bhushan, other people, and then the Chief Justice of India has reserved the judgment. The bench has actually reserved the judgment. But before that happened, there was like this very interesting moment where the CJI was like, Election Commission, give us data. And Election Commission was like, Milord, we don't have data. And then CJI was like, why not? Why don't you have data? We had told you to get data. And Election Commission was like, we don't have it. Then the CJI was like, okay, we give you 2 weeks. Give data. And the election was like, okay, 2 weeks we will give you data. Yeah, that ended like that. Something like that. And other than that, there were a few more arguments which I'll take you through. Today was actually very interesting because the government the Solicitor General spoke, and then his boss, Attorney General, also gave some arguments. But there are a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. If you are here for the first time, hello, welcome, say hi in this stream. Hello, yeah. So I'm going to take you through some of the arguments that were made in the Supreme Court, of course. But as promised, I'm going to today tell you the story of how the Election Commission opposed electoral bonds, how the RBI opposed electoral bonds. But not just that. The Election Commission opposed electoral bonds, but when the government was asked whether the Election Commission has opposed electoral bonds, they said no, and they lied in Parliament. And when the RBI basically gave its objections, they were just ignored. Basically, it's just like they were given 2 days to give their objections before that entry was made into the finance bill. Remember, I told you the story of the finance bill and how it was passed super fast? There's a reason behind it. And RBI figures in it. So it's like this convoluted plot again, which we will uncover in today's stream. Slowly, of course. Someone tell Kejriwal to buy some electoral bonds for BJP. Oh, yeah, Kejriwal. Wait, what happened to him again? Did they arrest him? I was not following this. I was just following the Supreme Court judgment. And if you are new, say hi. Hello, Junaid. Hello, Yash. Hello, Kumar. Hello, Jesus. Hi, Rocky. Ankur is here. How can you be before time? Yes, I am before time nowadays. Everybody is like, अरे क्यों late क्यों नहीं आता? I'll come before, like I'll come earlier and earlier now. First time live, very happy. Shivansh, hello, welcome to your first time live. Akansha, partisanship by corporate. Is it inherently wrong? I oppose politicians' corporate nexus. But if corporate donations are banned or directly to EC is allowed, isn't it infringement on their rights? Akansha, that's a very interesting question. I will answer that, but let me first thank Ankur Verma. Hello, Ankur. Thank you so much for the membership. Welcome. So, A very philosophical and interesting question, Akansha. Are corporate donations wrong to begin with? Hmm. The thing is, I don't think they are wrong inherently, but with certain conditions. Let's put it this way. Now, it has to be questioned why a corporate would actually donate to a political party, right? So even in the court, they have been arguing this. Why would a corporation give donations to a political party? It is obviously for a quid pro quo, right? But the Solicitor General has been arguing that actually corporations might also donate to a particular political party because they believe in them. They believe that this party will bring in a better business environment for them. And therefore, they want this party to come in power so that all businessmen and women and people benefit as a result of that party coming to power. That is the Solicitor General's argument. You know, I would like to believe that, honestly. That's nice. Yeah, it's in an ideal situation, I guess. But that is only applicable in a place where laws are applied equally on everyone. Every business person, every individual, every corporation has to obey the same law. Also, regulations also apply in the same way, and enforcement is done equally as well. If that is the condition, which we aren't in that condition, then I would say, yeah, I can buy this argument where the corporation is donating because out of the goodness of their heart sometimes, I guess. Or they genuinely like believe in the party coming in and they believe in their policies and therefore they are donating to them, not because they want some personal benefit out of that party. I do want to believe that. I hope we get to a situation which is that. The second condition of corporate donations, I believe, is that if you are a corporation giving money to a political party, then you reveal your name. That's it. Everybody should know that. So this political party was funded by this corporation, so that at least people who are watching can ensure there is no quid pro quo happening, that they don't get special treatment as a result of those donations. Because honestly, individual citizens can't give money like that, right? They give like 1 crore, 10 crore. Yesterday, I showed you a story of some company giving 40 crore. A distillery in West Bengal giving 40 crore because they didn't want to be harassed by goons and also the excise department. So you can imagine 40 crore they have to give to a political party to just leave them alone. Don't harass us, please. So yeah, so I mean, if you are a corporation that is openly willing to tell us that okay, we are giving donations, look, then I feel like then there would be no dal mein kala, or in Hindi. How would I put it? Chor ke दाढ़ी में tinka. Also a Hindi thing. But I hope that answers your question, Akansha. विश्वास नमस्कार भाऊ, काय म्हणता? सगळं ठीक? हेलो, लुकिंग ग्रेट इन कुर्ता, थैंक यू सो मच. सब मिलकर हमें बना रहे हैं. राहुल, अग्रीड अग्रीड. नॉट मी दो राहुल, मैं आपको कभी नहीं बनाऊंगा, प्रॉमिस. The argument was just like quid pro quo nahi hai, guys. Just trust me. Precisely, Krish. That was pretty much the argument that the government was making. There is no quid pro quo. Trust us. Trust us. Hello, some inspiring nerdiness here. Much appreciated. Jeet, welcome, welcome. I am happy that fellow nerds are gathering here in more and more numbers in this space that I'm creating. If you are first person, there are people who are first timers as well. A lot of them. Dev, hello. Evyan, hello. Arnab, Shweta, Birneet. Praveen is new. See, there are new people as well. So, if you are new here, guys, the whole point of this channel is to be nerdy. Just saying. It is to create a safe space for people who are anti-establishment. mm, and also like asking questions and are generally curious about things that the government is doing and what is happening in society. That's it. That's what this channel is. So, welcome to this live stream. If you have seen my videos before and you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome. प्रमोद, कभी कभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट को बोलने का मन करता है हिपोक्रेसी की भी सीमा होती है. थैंक यू फॉर द सुपर चैट एंड फॉर दैट वंडरफुल कमेंट. हिपोक्रेसी की भी सीमा होती है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या किया? कुछ नहीं किया. सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज फाइन. दे आर नॉट, दे रिजर्व द जजमेंट. इट्स ओके. How's their agreement to all that government says? Why has no one on the bench denied in anything things which you and I won't agree to? God sent. God sent. The thing is, when judges don't really comment much when they are on the bench, they ask for clarifications, they ask for questions. Some judges tend to give opinion also. Of course they do. But at the same time, they reserve all of their commentary and judgment basically to the judgment which finally comes later. So it might not be that they might not seem like they're agreeing with the government or anybody else right now, or they might be seem like it might seem like they're siding with the government, but that's not true. That doesn't make sense. They're just asking for clarifications. And I don't think we should read too much into these hearings also sometimes, because finally the judgment is what matters. They're very good to watch. I'm so glad Supreme Court has live streamed all of these things, because I really like watching the Supreme Court now, because Parliament is a shit show. And at least here there are like some good natured arguments happening. There's some banter idhar udhar. It's nice. It's nice. Shivansh, thank you so much for the membership, for the super support. Thank you so much. Please do an explainer video on collegium system in Indian judiciary. Oh, Aranya, that's not a bad idea. I will do that. But till then, you can watch Constitution Season 1 on News Laundry. There was an entire episode on judiciary, I think. But at the same time, I will do like a new video on this. It's a very interesting topic. I will do one. I'm new here, but here in this world for a while. Oh, okay. Yes, yes. I hope you weren't born yesterday, Praveen. Isn't by giving donations they are influencing the outcome? Like, for example, for buying an MLA from other party. See, Ashish, that's the thing. So when it's transparent, we can at least tell who is giving money to what party, and maybe draw some connections between what the party did with the money, maybe, or what the corporation got out of it, etc. Another thing is, even in court they were saying this. Currently, the electoral bond scheme doesn't say how the political parties are supposed to use the money. So once you get the money through electoral bonds, there is no restriction on it. There is no cap how much you can get, right? And also there is no restriction on how you spend it. Again, there is an argument today which I will show you, which was about this, which the Solicitor General also answered why this happens. So it can be used for anything, basically. Buying an MLA, maybe buying a building, maybe I don't know, giving haircuts to their employees, maybe, who knows. Hello peeps, how is the dystopian present treating you all? It has been treating me well. Thank you so much. Biggest news of the day is 2 ED officials got caught red-handed by Rajasthani Anti-Corruption Bureau for accepting bribe of 15 lakhs. Oh, didn't see that, Subi. Interesting. ये सब छोड़ो, महुआ मोइत्रा का ब्रेकडाउन देखो. अच्छा, बहुत कुछ हो रहा है guys. I know I was pretty much off Twitter वैसे. Like I was following the judgment, so might have missed out on some news, honestly. Lots of things happening. Here after a long time, you guys remember me. Hello Ansar. Yes, I do remember you. Ironic how the SG kept talking about transparency throughout the government's arguments while claiming that the citizens don't have a right to know about the financial transactions of political party. Yeah, that was the whole crux of the government argument. the Solicitor General kept saying that, guys, you have no right. You have no right for this information. Right to information, or your like citizen rights don't extend to knowing everything. Okay, you don't need to know everything. That was the crux of the argument, which is something we'll discuss some more. Yeah, in an ideal world, there should be divorce of money and politics, similar to religion and politics and secularism. Yep, agreed, Akansha. Ideal world it is, but we don't live there, unfortunately. So, corporations give money for something in return. Karthik, I just felt that the kind of discussions happening in Supreme Court should be happening in the parliamentary committees in the process of building a legislation. Karthik, so in committees they do happen, just that we can't see them, or I hope they happen. Sometimes they happen. I have, I mean, I know MPs who have been to committee meetings, and I have given notes, and then they've told me there was like this debate that happened and all the things. But unfortunately, the relevance of committees is also going down now in our parliamentary system. Less and less bills are being referred to committees over time, and that has been happening for decades now, not just this government, but earlier government also, like less and less and less over time. So yeah, it's sad, like there are so few places where you can have like discussions like this. I'm glad Supreme Court is there, and I'm glad they're live streaming it, otherwise even that was closed off to the public, right? I missed everything. I've been watching the hearing all day. Krish, same thing. I also missed everything. The court can't be a substitute for having a broken and ineffective parliament. Also agree, Karthik. The court shouldn't be like a replacement. I'm officially nerd, PhD in physics. Yeah, that counts. Arnab, yes. Started following you since I started watching News Laundry. I love this nerdiness here. I'm glad, Abhi. I'm glad. Hello, Atharva. Hello, everyone. Can party convert their black money white via these electoral donations bonds to party? Akash is asking. Can the party convert black money to white? There are other ways to do it, but of course, there was one, and I'll show you. This is actually a good segue into that also. I'll show you how one of the objections by the Election Commission and the RBI was exactly this, that this might be used to convert black money into white, or money laundering in general. I'll show you. Instead of billionaires paying parties, what if we tax billionaires and give grants to parties? Robert, spoken like a true socialist. I love that. Yes, let's tax the rich more. Eat the rich also. Please, let's do that. And then use that money for nice little welfare and distribute it. Yes. Universal basic income also. NCRT textbooks now linking science with Vedas. What is your views on that, Anurag? So I saw some news items about that, Anurag. Honestly, I mean, what can I say honestly? Yeah. When we were kids, so here's the thing, right? When I was in school, I barely remember what I learned there. I hope kids today are also doing that, which is they're not paying attention in school. Like normal kids, all these toppers and all. Sorry to all the toppers who I'm about to diss right now. All these toppers and all, they just mucked up everything, and then they reproduced it on the paper like diligently every 3 months, and then final, and then they did it for years, right? And then they went to some fancy colleges and whatever. Even they might not remember, or maybe they'll just remember it like rote learning. I to barely paid attention. I was like, I don't know. I don't know who this is. I don't know what Mughals, what is happening. So I hope kids, 90% of the kids in school are not paying attention. That is the best way to be. Because when you grow up, you get access to the internet. You get a phone earlier and earlier in life. And then you can get your own information, man. Yeah. Get information that is useful for you. Just learn to read, write, do basic maths, learn some critical thinking, have some arguments with adults. you're set. Then after that, you can figure out your shit later. So, yeah, connect science with Vedas or whatever, but kids will not pay attention. I hope. Also, how are you doing in Delhi air? Very badly, Vishaka, honestly. Like today morning, I went for a run and I was like, holy shit, what is happening? I don't think I can go out for morning activities anymore. Even when I was driving today, oh my god, it's horrifying. This is the bad time of the year and screw you, Aam Aadmi Party. Seriously, like, goddamn, kuch karo. Like till now, you were complaining that ooh, we don't know Punjab and Haryana whatever crop burning. Now you have a government in Punjab. Do something. Kuch to karo. Isn't it oxymoron in a capitalist society where everything is money, but government wants us to believe that our votes trump corporate money? Yeah, actually, it's true. But are we a capitalist society though? Yet? Are we? Are we? Hmm? I feel like we are a capitalist society for all people except the top 0.1%. For them, it's complete socialism, where they take loans from banks and then the banks are like, "Arey, you can't give it back. Oh, it's okay. What can we do now? Write off." Yeah. Then the government gives bailouts to banks to save them. Yeah. Socialism for the rich, capitalism for the poor. That is how we live. That is our society right now. Okay, so have we started? Yes, we have started. We've spent 20 minutes actually after being started. So I'll just quickly take you through the stories, right? And then I'll give you like the updates on the Supreme Court as well. Okay, then I'll answer more of your questions, of course. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so first story. I need to, yeah, this is better aligned. Yes. This is in the Reporters Collective. It was originally published in the Huffington Post. Uh, it reads Electoral bonds. Confidential EC meeting exposes Modi government lies to parliament. Dun dun dun. Nitin Sethi did this story. Yeah. I have also done an interview with Nitin Sethi on a series of 5 stories that he had done way back in 2019, November 2019. You can check that out as well. It's on News Laundry. It was one of my first interviews. So Nitin Sethi says a confidential note reveals that the finance ministry officials intentionally misled the election commission in an effort to dilute its opposition to the electoral bond scheme. Yeah. So recap: electoral bond scheme was passed in 2017, right, through the finance bill. Yeah. In 2018, something fun happens. In the winter session of Parliament in 2018, Rajya Sabha member Muhammad Nadimul Haq asked the government a simple question. Had the Election Commission of India raised concerns about electoral bonds? The Minister of State P. Radhakrishnan replied saying they had not received any concerns from the Election Commission on the issue of electoral bearer bonds. That was a lie. Yeah, because there is this wonderful gentleman you should know called Commodore Batra who keeps filing RTIs about the electoral bonds. He has given many, many documents, and this story was based on one of those documents. He filed an RTI asking, were there any objections raised by the Election Commission? Please tell us. Turns out, in May 2017, this is before this question was asked, Election Commission of India wrote to the Union Ministry of Law and Justice warning that electoral bonds would help political parties hide illegal donations from foreign sources. Right? It says, and this is important, that objections say, one is, where is it? Wait, I'll just read it here. Where is it? Yeah, here. So it says, with respect to section 182 would lead to increased use of black money for political funding through shell companies. The Commission is of the view that the earlier provisions ensured that only profitable companies with a proven track record could provide donations to political parties, and accordingly, it is recommended that this provision be reintroduced. Right? There is one more thing. So, certain amendments have been proposed where the limit has been removed for corporations to give money to political parties. This opens up the possibility of shell companies being set up for the sole purpose of making donations to political parties, with no other business of consequence having disbursable profits. Remember, yesterday I told you how one of the shady amendments made in the Finance Bill 2017 was that earlier political parties could only give earlier corporations could only give 7.5% of their 3-year average profit to political parties as donations. That cap was removed. What happened after that is that 100% of profits can be given to political parties as donations. So the Election Commission actually pointed this out, that this opens up a possibility of shell companies coming up which will be only used for this purpose. Yeah, this is from 2017, right? Remember. Right. So then what happened is that the finance secretary actually met the election commission officials and was giving like a review of what objections they raised, right? CEC, Chief Election Commissioner, was quite keen to get briefing and explanation for addressing their concern to ensure that the new electoral bonds do not reduce transparency in the matter of making and receiving political donations. Yeah. So this is the secretary writing, right? And then he explains that he also tried to convince them about electoral bonds. I compared and contrasted the electoral bonds with donations made in cash presently and explained and emphasized how the electoral bonds ensure far greater transparency, KYC compliance, and audit trail in comparison to cash donations. So, a lot of things we have already discussed here. So, you can go back and watch the earlier streams also. So, if you've been watching for the last 2 days, you will get a lot of context here about what is happening. Lots of objections. So all of these are objections. Yeah. Another one he said. So the Chief Election Commissioner also raised one more objection, that electoral bonds can only be bought by parties that have 1% vote share in either the assembly election or the general election. So he said that that creates an unfair ground for other parties who do not have that. So what the secretary explains to the election commission is that, any era gera nathu khera party can come and they can take electoral bonds and they might not be serious. So we wanted that only serious contenders and serious political parties should be able to get electoral bonds. So mota, the chief election commissioner and other election commissioners had a dialogue with the finance ministry, right? But while answering in parliament, they said, nope, election commission doesn't have any problem with the electoral bond scheme. They clearly did. Where is the other part? Yeah. So there's this whole trail of communications that is revealed in this story. Very fun read. Highly recommend you read it. Then how they tried to save the minister also, because after this document came out and it was proved that the minister kind of lied in parliament, a breach of privilege notice was filed against him, and then he had to basically defend himself, and then other things happened. Nothing came of it, of course, but it's a fun story which you can read. Again, it's in the Reporters Collective, and it's called Electoral Bonds, Confidential EC Meeting Exposes Modi Government's Lies to Parliament. Yeah? Okay. Back to chat. Okay, I am going... Okay, yeah. Hey Meghna, did you look at The Maratha reservation fiasco in Maharashtra? No, sir, not yet. Again, I have been obsessing over this right now. But now that the hearing is over, I am going to look at other things, and this will be one of them. But also, friends, we are going to start our election coverage soon. So, we will do some live streams to figure out what is happening in the 5 state elections now. So, we will be doing some of those streams. So, that will start next week. Fun, fun. Arfat is saying the setup is sick. Thank you so much. For this Mahua Moitra thing, do watch the 11-hour grilling of Hillary Clinton by Benghazi committee during the 2016 campaign. Quite a masterclass in handling stupidity with grace. Okay. Tokyo verdict. Indian judge Radha Binod Pal, the only one who said that there was no law for war crimes by Japan, so we cannot punish them. Do you believe our current judges are judicious as him? Wait, there is no law for war crimes by Japan, so we cannot punish them. Okay. Aishani, that's a very interesting little anecdote that you just told me. But I am not going to make comments on the judges, okay? Do not try to trap me, guys. Please don't do this. I'm a garib YouTuber, okay? Contempt of court is a thing. If I say anything nasty about judges, I will be screwed. So please do not do this. I don't want to become a Kunal Kamra. I gave an electoral bond to Mir Jafar out of charity. Okay, Robert. As you have worked in parliament, can you tell us how can we visit the parliament and can citizens attend the sessions? Ankit, yes, you can. Find an MP, go to his office, tell him, sir, please, I want to attend parliament, and then they will write you a pass and then you can go in. Easiest way to do it. So, find your MP, basically, your constituency MP. And usually they do that, like they give passes. I just feel that if a critical mass of Indians read their 8 to 10 civics books, India will transform in a generation. Kartik Iyer, no, I do not agree with that. I feel like what is told in our civics book is so starkly different from reality, it doesn't work that way. Having experienced that personally, I don't think our civics book are really debated and discussed in class. If that happens, if let's say a civics teacher is actually engaging people in dialogue, what is a democracy? Why do you need a democracy? Why do you think we need to vote? Kids, chalo debate karte hain. Then I think we will be a little better off. But I doubt any school is doing that, unless it's like a freakishly expensive school which creates like genius nerds. I don't know who does it. What if the spending of funds received by electoral bonds were monitored by the EC? People still wouldn't know who gave the money to the party though. But would that be somewhat a viable solution? So the thing is, those are supposed to be monitored by the EC, by the way. That is exactly what happened in court today. So the judges asked the election commission, please give us data. And the election commission was like, we don't have data. But then they're like, you're supposed to have data. And they're like, but yeah, we don't have it right now. It's like, okay, then get data. And they're like, okay, cool, 2 weeks, we'll get you data in 2 weeks. That's what happened in court today, okay? So they are supposed to maintain data, at least on which party got how much electoral bonds, right? That is how ADR got all the information anyway. They filed RTIs and they got a lot of information that way. They also looked at the parties, what do you call it, returns that they have to file every year. That is another way to find out how much electoral bonds. Are electoral bonds available only in fixed denominations, or can the donor who gives a near unique figure like thereby be confirmed that they have indeed given what was asked? No. Sharzad, it can only be denominations of 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh and 1 crore. And 95% of all donations by electoral bonds till 2022 have been given in denominations of 10 lakh or 1 crore. That is one of the biggest things that was raised in court as well, that Such big donations. Which individual is giving such big donations to political parties? What is happening? Looks like corporate donations. Seeing how electoral bonds were legitimized, I'm reminded of Lord Voldemort when he said, "There is no good and bad, Harry. There's only power and those who don't have it." Wow, Karthik. Wow. Voldemort quote ekdam seedha. Very nice. I topped my school and I can confirm, yes, Jobin, thank you so much. Education system is getting worse. Weather is really bad. I remember physics and mathematics from school days, but I learned most of it from Discovery and Nat Geo channel. See, Khush, you learn from TV. People learn from the internet. School is garbage. I'm an anti-school person. No. I'm an anti-Indian education person, and the way I was taught. I didn't have a good school life, guys. That's why. My teachers were garbage. I was a garbage student as well, and that compounded. So, yeah, I hate school. What if there was a school where all the teachers were rational, critical thinkers, skeptical, logical, and all that stuff? I mean, there might be some school like that. Funsuk Wangdu ka school hoga. Like, you know Funsuk Wangdu, right? Daily and Daily. Or are you too young for that reference? I would be highly disappointed in you then. Why is Modi ji not visiting Mizoram election rally? Adarniya ji came to Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. I saw how money distributed in Telangana election rally. Oh, Dharam Teja. You saw money being distributed. Did you take videos? That would be fun. Why is he not visiting Mizoram? Do I need to really tell you why? Because Manipur is right there. And then people will be like, oh, you went to Mizoram, not to Manipur. And I think Rajnath Singh went there. I had teachers who kicked out students from class for asking too many questions. Mimi, you're looking at one. You're looking at one. We are 150 plus now. Yes. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a nice audience. Yes, yes. Okay, guys. Next part. I'm going to end this stream a little early today. But anyway. Okay, next one. Next story. So, again, Reporters Collective, Nitin Sethi, one of the 5 parts. November 18th was when it was published. Electoral bonds, seeking secretive funds. Modi government overruled RBI. Former Finance Minister Arun Jaitley took just hours to dismiss the RBI's warning that electoral bonds could funnel black money into politics and destabilize Indian currency. Okay, so RBI's objection was major. Okay, so remember when I told you that again, electoral bonds was a part of the finance bill? Yeah, so Arun Jaitley, ex-finance minister, late Arun Jaitley, gave a speech on February 1st, 2017, where he introduced, electoral bonds. That was when the finance bill was tabled, actually, right? Now, this is the fun part. Legalizing these if written into law, these anonymized electoral bonds would legalize the influence of big businesses and open the opportunity for offshore money to pour into Indian politics. But there was a hitch. The RBI had to brought on board first. Dun, dun, dun. Legalizing these anonymous donations would need amendments to the Reserve Bank of India Act. The tax official wrote in a note dated January 28th, 2017, remember 21st, so 3 days before, to his superiors in the finance ministry. He drafted the proposed amendment and sent it up the ranks for the finance minister's approval. On the same day, at 1:45 p.m., an official in the finance ministry shot off a perfunctory 5-line email to the RBI requesting early comments. Yeah. So Urjit Patel was the governor then. So this was sent to Rama Subramaniam Gandhi, who's the deputy governor, right? Now RBI's reply came on Monday. Yeah. On January 30th, and the RBI said that the electoral bonds and the amendment to the RBI Act would set a bad precedent by encouraging money laundering and undermining the faith in Indian banknotes. and would erode the core principle of central banking legislation. Yeah. They said, electoral bonds, the RBI said, would effectively be a type of bearer bond, a notoriously opaque financial instrument that carries no trace of its ownership. Bearer instruments have the potential to become currency, and if issued in sizable quantities, can undermine faith of banknotes issued by the RBI. Remember how we started this whole thing? I told you how this electoral bonds is a currency. I was not saying it. I was not. I didn't make that up. The RBI was saying it. And this was before the electoral bonds were passed. They were saying that, guys, we are supposed to issue notes. How? Why? Why are you letting someone else do it? Yeah. And then what happens? See, 30th is when this happens. And then, funnily enough, so rather than provide substantive arguments to counter RBI's concerns, yeah, the note that was sent by the Secretary of Economic Affairs, he said that this advice has come quite late at a time when the finance bill is already printed. Adhiya wrote, despite RBI responding on the first working day after it was asked to comment. Again, Friday को भेजा, Monday को respond किया. They're like, too late, finance bill has been printed. We may therefore go ahead with our proposal. So essentially, they asked the RBI like 2 days before, and the RBI responded literally a day after that, working day. And then they were like, oh, too late. We are going to go ahead with this electoral bonds thing anyway. Sorry, finance bill has been printed. Oh, when I read this story, it freaking blew my mind. It is amazing. But yeah, that is what happened. Thank you, Krish, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Any political party in support to be transparent about EB? Pramod, so CPIM is the only one who has taken a principled stand that they will not take an electoral bond. CPIM, yeah. Other than that, every other party is taking electoral bonds, but also opposing it sometimes. So here's the thing. A lot of people were asking me, how can the Congress take electoral bonds and also oppose it? How can the TNC take electoral bonds and also oppose it? How does that work? Well, the thing is, it is kind of layered there, right? Which is, if electoral bonds exist, right, and BJP is taking like a giant chunk of it, by not taking electoral bonds, essentially you are turning an unfair playing ground even more unfair for yourself. So every political party will be like, even if we are in state, if we are in power in the state, at least we can get electoral bonds from people in the state or corporations in the state. So it just makes sense for them to take electoral bonds, but they also keep saying how it's unfair that BJP gets a lot of it, and how maybe the transactions need to be revealed, how it is opaque, but they will also take it. So that's what I'm saying. If the Supreme Court actually agrees with this, if they stamp it as okay, the electoral bonds, we are screwed because no party will want to remove this. No party in power will want to remove this, and our political funding will be extremely opaque for a long, long time. So essentially, it would be possible to buy a government in the future. Who knows? Hey, I was in an amazing school, by the way. Lot of reflection on textbook stuff and lot of critical thinking in social science. Probably it was my teacher. The school was Dhirubhai Ambani School. Oh, Karthik. Oh, I heard it's a good school actually. I know someone who went there also. From hating politicians, we went to hate toppers. हमें क्यों छोड़ा ऋत्विक? Sorry, man. As a low ranking student, I think I've earned the right to diss toppers now. My school was actually like that, but only one history civics teacher who used to teach my class was Anbhakt, Pallavi. I had a history civics teacher who basically ignored the civics part of it and was like, you read it, वैसे भी it will be 10 marks in your paper. Why bother? You just do match the following and fill in the blanks and it's done. So why bother with civics at all? Do we get to see the data the EC gives to court in 2 weeks or not? And can you fathom to guess why they didn't bring the data? Did they not want to show it on live stream? Evian, okay, Evian ka question is a good place to let me show you the updates also. किधर गया? Is this the one? Yeah. So basically the CJI and the bench asked the election commission, guys, do you have data for party-wise collection of electoral bonds? The ECI said we had it till 2021. They're like, why hasn't it been updated? And they're like, oh, we don't have the data. And then they were like, okay, then give us the data. Basically, that was it, right? It was just an exchange. Please give us the data, right? And then it was like the hearing was reserved. That's what happened, right? Why did the election commission have no data? I don't know. But it says, CJI, we direct the ECI should produce up-to-date data. This exercise shall be carried out before 2 weeks. The data in a sealed pack to the Registrar General of the Supreme Court. Sealed pack. Sealed pack. So yeah, no, we will not know. Even that we will not know. So, Supreme Court will get it. Well. SC will give some... Wait, sorry. SC will give some suggestions. Will throw the ball back in Parliament. No solid judgment. Name one solid judgment against government in recent times. Imran, I know what you mean. Lots of people have expressed disappointment like this. And I see where you're going. I understand the sentiment. But I refuse to lose hope. I refuse. See, that's the thing. I feel like being hopeful is nice. Because then I can function properly. If they don't, if they screw us all over, क्या ही कर सकते हैं? But till that point, we still have hope, don't we? We do, sir, we do. Thank you so much, Praveen, for the membership. Thank you so much. Let's go to the other things quickly. Yeah. Okay. So at one point, the arguments that were being made from the petitioner's side was that electoral bonds removes the level playing field for political parties. That the parties in power get most of the donations from electoral bonds, which is unfair. But also, there is this criteria which I told you, that you need to be a party which gets more than 1% of the votes in either assembly or parliament elections. Otherwise, you can't take electoral bonds. So that was the argument being made. The Solicitor General was like, when investigative agencies want the detail, it can get only if there is an order. The purpose is not that the party in power knows who paid whom. That was one. But this one, no one can argue that there has to be a level playing field. Every party cannot get an equal contribution. Every party will have to rise and get more contributions. So the argument that he is going with is that political parties need to pull up their pants. If they want to get electoral bonds, you better win. Then you become a party in power. Then you'll get electoral bonds. So every party will have to rise and become more powerful to get more contributions. So, I don't know what to make of this argument, honestly. But this is crazy. Is that the purpose of a political party? To rise in the ranks so that you can get more political donations? If that be the case, then parties are basically businesses, right? then electoral bonds are turning political parties into businesses. So we should treat them like that. It is a business. Like everybody says, oh, वैसे politics is business, no? Yeah, I mean, clearly, like even the Solicitor General is sort of saying that it is a business. You have to rise to get contributions. What level playing field? That's not possible. Yeah, if you want more donations, just win elections. I guess that can be one argument. Yeah. Imran, thank you so much for the membership, sir. Thank you so much. Guys, if you like this stream, if you want to support me, please do consider becoming a member. But even if you can't, it's fine. It's fine. Just keep watching, keep sharing, and keep subscribing to my channel, I guess. Also, like this stream. Yes. Thank you. Okay, the next one is this one. Yes. Okay. So another thing that was that was made, the argument that was made by the petitioners was that so the State Bank of India is the only issuing authority of electoral bonds. State Bank of India is owned by the government. So they are saying that only the government will know who is getting what electoral bonds, right? So opposition parties don't know, citizens don't know, the government knows through the SBI, and the ruling party knows, of course. And of course, the donor knows who is giving those electoral bonds as well. So that was the argument that this is a shit system, basically, right? So the Solicitor General responded to that, saying that there is a massive, apparently there is a very complicated system that the State Bank of India has developed to make sure that there are two different databases, one of donors and one of donees, which are political parties, and that is never connected. That is never done, right? And then apparently, like the KYC that you give when buying a electoral bond is put in a sealed cover and sent to the Mumbai office and never opened. It is always sealed, so nobody can find out. It is very secret. Ooh, ruling party also cannot find out, is what he's saying. The other thing that he said is that if I try to breach the confidentiality, it would leave a digital footprint. It cannot be erased. Anyone not complying with this confidentiality will be criminally liable. So essentially what he's trying to say is that the SBI, the State Bank of India, has built a system which cannot be hacked. Okay, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It's possible. It's totally possible. It's possible. When investigative agencies want the details, it can get only if there is an order. The purpose is not that the party in power knows who paid whom. Aye, hi. Aye, hi. Matlab, the arguments that were being made was like, no, even the party in power won't know. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. No one can argue that there has to be a... That's the I've read already. Yeah. So essentially, trying to prove that electoral bonds are safe and nobody knows who is giving to who. Yeah. Okay. Right. So the other thing, that argument that was made from the petitioner's side was that electoral bonds can be spent on anything. They're called electoral bonds, which gives you the impression that it is for elections, but it is not. It is basically not. Their argument is that the party can spend it on anything. It can spend it on buying houses or or like headquarters. It can spend it on other things. There is no limit to how much they can take, and there is no limit to where they can spend it, right? That was one of the arguments, which makes no sense. The scheme basically makes no sense because it's just like enriching the political party. That's the whole argument. So basically there was an argument happening. Again, this is like a paraphrased version of it. I'll just tell you what happened. So the CJI was asking him, oh, is this electoral bond money being used for elections? And he says that this is not only for elections, right? And then the Solicitor General was like, correct, it is for running the party. Yeah, this scheme was for running the party. I'm not feeling shy saying that. He said that, ooh, the petitioners were trying to trap me with this argument. But no, I don't feel shy saying that. This is not for elections. Electoral bonds are not for elections. When we think of elections, we think of general parliamentary elections. When a political party is running, it contests parliamentary elections, assembly elections, local authority elections. It has campaigns, rallies, think tanks, salaries, and offices. Nobody has so far heard that bungalows are being built for leaders. They are buildings, offices, and other electoral expenses. So what he's saying is that, yeah, parties can spend it for anything. They can spend it to run their operations and all these things. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So the argument about the cap removal. So recap. So the earlier law said that companies could give only 7.5% of their donations, of average of 3 years, to political parties, right? Companies could give political donations of only 7.5% of their average 3-year profit. That was the earlier law. So finance bill happens and that was removed. Yeah. So the CJI was asking, what is this? What is this cap removal thing? Why did this happen? Okay, this is the bizarrest thing. So the Solicitor General said that in their experience, what was happening was that there were some parties that wanted to give more than 7.5%, sometimes 10%, sometimes 15%. Experience has shown that in a given sector, some companies wanted to donate 10 to 15%. There was a cap of 7.5%. So that company would make shell companies, so I could from my main company donate 7.5 and donate 7.5% from shell companies. What? So in a way he's saying, yeah, that shell companies can be created to donate to political parties. So in a way he's also saying that now that the cap is removed, an entire company can be a shell company that can donate to a political party. He's making that argument that in the earlier system, because of this cap, they had to create a shell company. Poor things. Poor corporates who wanted to give more money to political parties had to create shell companies. So sad. So now, if the cap is removed, they won't do that? What? Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I'm very scared of lawyers. But what? Seriously. Oh my god. To discourage shell companies, we did this. If they want to donate more than 7.5%, let them decide that. The purpose was to disincentivize shell companies. I cannot, guys. I cannot anymore. This is next level, right? So basically the argument that the petitioners were making was that I think this will encourage creation of shell companies and donation of 100% profits to parties. And the argument that he's making is that we removed the caps because earlier they were making shell companies and now they won't. How? I'm confused. If someone can explain. Yeah. Okay, I'll take some chat. I'm not going to go all the way up, guys. Sorry. Have you seen the IIT BHU protest? Okay, not taking any other questions. SG is literally saying चूतिया बनाया बड़ा मजा आया. अरे अनीश कुमार, मैंने बोल दिया वो शब्द. बोल दिया मैंने शब्द. It is all your fault. On what basis can court order to disclose party under the radar with proofs are hidden? Ashish, so what the argument, the Solicitor General also explained is that there are two ways to reveal electoral bonds and who donated to who. One is, if an investigative agency basically does it, they file a criminal case, and then the SBI will have to connect the dots and for money laundering purposes, etc. Right? And the other is through a court order. That those are the two ways to do it. But the thing is, I'm also very confused about that, which is, to actually get a court order, you have to file a case. But to file a case, you need some proof that some corporation gave money to, let's say, a political party, and there was some quid pro quo and there was corruption, right? So if the petitioner doesn't have the data to connect that, how will the court give the order? I mean, if there is no proof, if there is no data with anyone to actually raise this in court or file a case in court, how will a court order happen? Uh, it's bizarre anyway. PM Cares Fund received more than 30k crore. Electoral bond is another biggest scam after Notebandi. Karthik, I mean, I would say this is a scam, but then this is legal. Scams are usually illegal. This is legal. The word bond in itself represents a financial instrument with implicit returns. Absolutely, that's what the RBI said. He's contradicting himself. Yep. Shell companies are fake companies. I want what the SG is smoking. Guys, मुझे ना please contempt of court मत करवाओ. Please guys, please stop. I get why they need the money, but why can't they just tell us who is giving it? I understand the bold frustration, Arfat. I get it. It's like, हाँ लो ना पैसा, but बताओ क्यों ले रहे हो? Why wouldn't you tell us? Not like we can do anything about it. So this is how BJP is making their 5-star hotel-like office all over the country in almost every district. Klish, precisely. This is the Solicitor General is telling us that is how they are making it. 10 drops. Thank you so much for the super support. Much appreciated. If the information in electoral bonds are opened and we see names of shell fake companies in it, then we can make head or tail of shell fake company names. Yeah, Manu. See, that would be the fun exercise, right? Because so one of the things that has been happening in court, which keeps coming up, is that if you purchase an electoral bond, right? You are person A or Manu. Yeah, Manu, you purchase electoral bond. You can give it to Yash here, right? Then Yash can give it to Akshay Kumar. Then Akshay Kumar can give it to the actual Akshay Kumar. Then Akshay Kumar, the actual Akshay Kumar, can give it to BJP. Yeah? So, you might have bought the bond, Manu, but finally, the real Akshay Kumar is the one who gave it to the BJP. Yeah? And what is happening in the middle? Transactions are happening in the middle. Yeah? Because you can just be like, I have this 1 crore cash lying around. Yeah, can you just take it and give me like that bond in return? Sure, give. Then the other one is like, I also have like this cash lying around. Can we launder something? Can we do some laundry here? And it's like, yeah, sure. So transactions are happening in the middle. Nobody's giving it for free. Of course, transactions are happening. It is being used as a currency. Yeah. And then finally, Akshay Kumar is giving it to BJP and BJP is redeeming it. So the chain of from Manu to Yash to Akshay Kumar to BJP is so huge that it is impossible to tell what all has happened in the middle. It is like, it is basically a currency. That's what I'm trying to say. Mind is equal to Brown. This logic is behind my comprehension. Same. Yash, my mind was in just like smithereens throughout. It's nuts. It's kind of nuts. Another funny thing is that if you don't use your electoral bond in time, the money will go to PM relief. Oh, yeah, Ashish, that's actually true. So, one of the rules is that 15 days is how much time you get to redeem that bond, right? So, if you don't do it, the money is not returned to the donor, it goes to the PM relief fund. PMNRF. So yeah, and the Solicitor General mentioned that ki guys, the thing is, if the donor doesn't redeem it within, so the party doesn't redeem it within 15 days, then it goes to you know PM relief fund, which is great. So you can't really use it much. 15 days. A lot can happen in 15 days, friends. Yeah? Think about it. The briefcases that people used to carry in movies full of cash? Why would they do that anymore? Right? You can just like have like a crore, a nice, smart, sexy envelope full of electoral bonds which can be used as currency. All your transactions can happen during that time. 15 days. It opens 4 times in year. And in the general election time, it gives 30 days more. So a total of 10, 10, 10, 10, 40 and 30, which is 70. So next year, or this year actually, 70 days is when this currency is active, right? And 15 days to redeem it also. So, calculate. So, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's the deeper you go into this, the more blown your mind becomes. State-sponsored Hawala network? Yeah, call it that if you want, pretty much. Okay, yeah. So, after this whole thing, so there was this argument happening about why did you remove that profit cap? Why did you remove that profit cap, right? So, in one way, basically the CJI wanted the government to say that they will sort of amend this, right? Amending is a legislative function that I cannot decide. So, CJI is saying, is the government making a statement that we will amend the Companies Act to bring back the position that donations will be a percentage of profit? And the Solicitor General says, no, I'm only saying that a profit making company can donate. So basically, if a company makes like 1 rupee profit, even then they can donate. That's what he's saying. Assuming it is a profit making company, it may have 1 rupee profit or 100 rupees profit. If you don't have percentage, why would a company, for what possible reason would it donate 100% of its profits? Yeah, this is what was asked by the CJI. Okay. The reason why these caps were introduced and they stood the test of time was for a very legitimate reason. Because you're a company, your purpose is to carry business, not to donate to political parties. And if your purpose is not to donate, you must donate small amount. And then he says the cap thing, which is like the shell company thing, which I told you, happens after this. Okay. So Justice Gawai asked questions about, okay, so I'll read the whole part. So SG is saying, the donor wants confidentiality. That's not for me to judge. That's for the lawmakers to judge. The lawmakers felt that this is the most incentivized way of black money generation and black money payment. That was about cash, I'm guessing. Whatever. What about the voters' right? Voters' right is to know what party gets what information. I would not choose to vote for a party because Mr. X, a contractor, has given electoral contribution to A. That's a utopian dream. We have to form policies on practicalities. So essentially what he's saying, in a way he was arguing, purity of elections is supreme over the right to vote. Voter votes not based on which party is funded by whom. Voter votes based on ideology, principle, leadership, efficiency of the party. That was his argument. When he was asked, why shouldn't the voter know how much money has been given from one corporation to the political party? He's like, because they don't need to know. Because they won't vote based on that decision. Why should they have that information at all? They will vote on ideology. principle, leadership, and efficiency. I mean, I will decide how I vote, right? He can't decide how I vote. I can have many other reasons in my. One of them can be that, oh, look, this political party took money from a particular corporate house which was doing the biggest scam in corporate history, business sir, and then giving him favors like, invoiced, cold invoicing, whatever. Theoretically, that might be the situation. And I'd be like, I will never vote for such a party. I will never vote for such a party because there is an exchange happening of money and favors, and I can see it. Please. Also, journalists need to know, guys. Journalists will be the people telling other people, the voters, what is happening. It is completely ignored. Also, he kept saying contractor instead of corporations because he wanted to play it down. He said individual or contractor might be giving donations to political parties, as if contractors just regularly donate like giant amounts to political parties. Yeah, no, that's not how it works. Okay. The business houses vote on basis of whether this party is giving me an environment for my business. It's not always quid pro quo. As a businessman, I would choose that this party's government, whenever it is formed, there is red tapeism, corruption, interference by minister. It is a foolproof scheme. There may be some lacuna here and there, but we are ready to improve. That, my friends, those were the general arguments that were made in the court. The judgment has been reserved, and we will wait for the judgment. And please be hopeful. That is how we'll end it. Okay, lots of messages. We need an elaborate espionage scheme to trace the physical bond paper changing hands. Ooh, that can be a great movie, no? Like some journalist who basically like tracks the electoral bond tracing happening. Fun. I like that. हम तो फकीर आदमी है, झोला लेके चल पड़ेंगे, ये नहीं बताया कि झोले में इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड है. Karthik, that was hilarious. That was glorious. Didn't you say that EB can only be used by parties? Yes, I did say that electoral bonds can only be used by parties. But when you have a bearer bond and a value attached to it, it is a store of value. So before it is redeemed by parties, the people can do whatever, no? They can pass it on from one to the other like a currency. Yeah? And then the political parties will redeem it. मेघनाथ का मैथ्स 15 into 4 60 plus 30 for election year 90. Shweta, thank you. Yes, I know my maths is terrible. I know. So companies have three ways to contribute to the BJP PMK's electoral bond and CSR authority. The later is when companies spend their CSR wherever the ruling party wants them to. That's true, Avinash. They also spend money on CSR. Companies have a lot of ways to please the government, clearly. Absolutely. An industrialist party member can take black money from party, use it to spend it, and give it back to the party in white. Yeah, Kailash. See, possibilities are endless here, right? Once you have something like an electoral bond in existence, endless possibilities. Yeah, industrialist party members can take black money from party, use it, spend it, and give it back to the party in white. Amazing. Laundromat, money laundering. The SC will probably give the judgment once the model code of conduct for general elections is in effect. Can the government bring an ordinance during that time? Interesting question, Karthik. Very interesting question, actually. I'll have to check. Maybe they can't. They can't actually. They can't give an ordinance during that time. Fun. Oh, if that happens, that will be so fun. Yeah. So, in simple language, foreign interference is legal in India. Yeah, absolutely. Creation of shell companies, legal. Foreign money coming into those shell companies, legal. Donating that money to political parties, also legal. Hiding that entire trail of transactions, also legal. Once you donate to a political party who is in power, investigative agencies not looking at this whole trail, also legal. So you know how this is like this nice little package now. It's amazing. I love it. If you don't see it, please see it. How to identify a shell company? Imran, basically they will have no business. Genuinely, like there'll just be money coming in and going out for practically no reason. But I mean, you'll have to go to the MCA website, download their files, etc., and then look through it. It's a very taxing task. That's why all these paradise papers and all these other stories, even the stories that Reporters Collective has been doing, takes so long because they have to do this painstaking job of going through income tax returns, doing all the things, tracing it from one to the other. And usually it's not just one shell company. Yeah, there's a layer of shell companies to remove the first person from the end result. So they will have to track it all the way up. So it can be like 100 shell companies giving tiny money to 50, then 50 to 25, then 25 to others, then one giving it to a shell company here in India registered, which can have 49% foreign donation now, by the way. Amendment made, and then that party can give it to another, that company can give it to another company, and that company can give it to SBI to buy an electoral bond, and then the electoral bond can go from Yash to Akshay Kumar to Akshay Kumar to BJP, and then the BJP can redeem it. Isn't that fun? Yeah, all of this is now possible, and it is wonderful. You could basically fund elections from a bank heist. Yeah, you can. Technically, yes. You will have to do forensic audit to figure it out that it's a shell company. Yeah, Anish, that's the thing. Like, if there are certain telltale signs, right? How you basically identify shell company. Again, I'm not a expert in this, so but so I know a few people who do this for a living, which is detect frauds. What I'll do is I'll talk to them and I'll get back to you on this. Isn't the argument of making black money white via electoral bonds basically Hawala? Pratik, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Doesn't this sound like Hawala, what I just told you? This is how the East India Company and then the British Raj worked, keep paying the Nawabs and Maharajas to keep them happy in their palaces while actually loot the country's resources. Yeah, yeah. Colonialism, kleptocracy, what do you want to call it? George Soros is rookie in front of Modi ji, true globalist. Yes. Electoral bonds will be used for shopping section of Amit Shah, horse trading. Yes. This just sounds like a really bad movie script. No, but it is fascinating, right? This entire thing is possible. Is there any limit to the number of electoral bonds that can be purchased? No, Nikita. Fun thing. CJI also asked this. Why is there no cap to A, how many bonds can be purchased by one person? That is not maybe implementable. But then why is there no cap on how many electoral bonds will be issued per window? Right? Why is there no limit to that? And the Solicitor General basically didn't answer that question. But yeah, there is no limit to how much you can buy. There is no limit to how much the State Bank of India can print. So State Bank of India can print infinite number of electoral bonds during that time, and fun things can happen in 15 days, and as Shweta pointed out, 90 days in an election year. That's 3 months, by the way. So electoral bonds is available for 3 months. Not a joke. Sad how the SG has to defend all of this. No wonder the bizarre arguments given. I was also thinking this, Pratik. This is extremely bizarre. I do not envy him. It is insane to defend something like this. I cannot imagine how he's doing it. Discord link expired, 10 drops. I will just post it after this live. Which also wanted to tell you I'm ending this live. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you liked it. So I did a cut up video of the origin story based on the first live, and then I turned it into like a members only thing. But that video didn't do very well. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into that. Some 4 hours, 5 hours of editing. So I was like, why am I doing this? I'll just put this live stream out, and it is still out. So you can watch this. If you're watching this later, you can watch this. What I'll do is I'm going to keep these live for a few more days, and then I'll turn it into members only. But of course, if you are joining now, if you want to go back, you can watch the whole live stream. But please do consider supporting this stream. If you are enjoying these streams, I can see like more and more people joining the streams, which is very heartening. Thank you so much. So, but please, if you want to support my channel, again, this is my bread and butter now. If you want me to do more stories, do that. So that concludes our electoral bonds saga, friends. Next time I speak about this would be probably during the verdict. But if you have any questions, I'll talk about it also. Please do tell people about electoral bonds. Please educate as many people about electoral bonds. If you have to go back and watch all the live streams that I've done in the last 3 days, it will give you a good sense of what they are. Again, please do that. Because guys, existential crisis ho raha hai thoda sa. Thank you. I won't make it private, Vishal. It's available. I'm just keeping it that way. Please show it to people. Please share it as much as you can. Do it, right? And thank you so much for this. Anubhav is saying cut up video needed. Anubhav, honestly, I'm extremely tired right now, and I am like, there's an information overload happening. And today I almost I forgot to have lunch and I was passing out in the evening. Please understand, I'm keeping this live. I'm going to try and do like a compilation video maybe later, but it's a maybe. I also have some other videos I'm already editing, so that's happening. So yeah. But till then you can just watch this live stream, yeah. And also, guys, needed some help. If someone can put time codes, that would really help on these live streams. If you have time, of course, if you want to help out, that would be great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. These 3 days have been wonderful. It has also restored my faith in the possibility that if I do more live streams through the week, people will come and watch. So I'm going to do more. I promise. Yeah. This is better than any other news show that you will ever get anyway. So I love it. Bye, friends, and thank you for watching.